Hey guys, Russell with Two Trail Hikers. So I'm out here at the RV today, and one of the things that I've seen online has been a lot of people have complained about the on-demand hot water heaters in the RVs, and they'll get hot and you'll be in the middle of taking a shower, it'll get cold, and then it'll get hot again. So out here looking at the RV itself, and I apologize for the wind noise if it's cutting in. I tried to put the cover and stuff on, but it's a little windy out here today. Inside of this panel out here, this is nothing more than the control board, an on-off switch, and a fuse. There's no adjustments out here. There's no way to adjust it. But what I found out after looking in the manual, which I'll show you a photo of the page I found, inside there's an adjustment. Stick with me and we're going to go see it. Alright, so if you guys keep up with us on Instagram, which I'll put a link to our Instagram down in the bottom, we just got finished with a trip to the Keys. And while we were down there, we were actually in a full hookup site that a friend of ours set us up with, and we were super stoked. It was a great time. We had a blast. But even like on our cross-country trip, every time we would try to take a shower, the water would get hot, it'd be comfortable, you could start taking your shower, and before you could get rinsed off, the water would get freezing cold again. That got really frustrating for me. So we got into the manual and actually found that there's an adjustment on the on-demand hot water heaters. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm taking 4 screws out of this panel. We've got the Vegas 25.3, and our on-demand hot water heater is in this panel right beside the refrigerator, adjacent to the heater. So by taking this panel off, just like this, and the carbon monoxide detectors here, we take this off and we pull it off to the side, I now have access to the hot water heater. Now, I'm going to pull out this little action cam and fire it up and get the headlamp on it, so I can actually get you a view inside of this panel and show you where this control knob is, so you can go in and adjust your own hot water heater. Alright, so right now what we're looking at is the back side of the on-demand hot water heater. This is going to be our gas line coming in over here. This will be our electrical connections, and then here's our hot water output and our cold water input, and you can see where they come in right here. Now, on this hot water heater, as you've seen from that picture, and I'll put that picture up again from the manual, and I'll also put a link down below in the description for that manual, but you'll notice we have minimum and maximum flow. What I found was this comes set up from the factory at wide open. They set it on max, they don't adjust it, nobody goes back and adjusts it, does anything to it. It's set, they put it in, and that's the end of it. So what we ended up doing is we turned ours all the way down to minimum, and then I turned the hot water on in the bathroom and slowly turned this up until I noticed an increase in pressure, and then once I went just a little bit further, there was no change in the pressure, so I backed it back down just to the point right before the pressure started to drop. That slows the flow down going into the on-demand hot water heater, because from what I read, it said it was going through too fast. In other words, it could heat up what was there, but as soon as the cold water went in, it was pushing too much cold water in. Before it could heat it up, it was pushing it back out. It's really frustrating. You know, if you're taking a shower and it gets super hot and then gets super freezing cold, you know, it's bad. Now, keep in mind, we haven't tried this with the water pump yet. I'm going to assume that it's going to work the same. As long as the water is flowing through the hot water heater, it's on, it's working, and it sees the demand for the heat application to the water. Now, The water pump, we all know it comes on, goes off, comes on, goes off, comes on, goes off. But I think, and you know, once we get to try another boondocking experience, maybe up at Mount Pisgah, or you know, take off and go to Cades Cove or something of that extent, then we'll be able to test it better that way. But I think as long as the water's flowing through the hot water heater, you're going to be able to get consistent temperature as far as hot water is concerned. This may not fix yours. It may not make a difference on your unit, but for us, it made a huge difference. As soon as I made the adjustments, I took a shower, Beth took a shower, and both of us had the exact same results. As long as there was a flow of water going through that hot water heater, it maintained temperature without any problems based on what we set it on the temperature control. Guys, I hope this video helps you out. Like I said, it may or may not fix your problem, but it's definitely something that was not conveyed to us when we picked up the unit. And I just got lucky enough to find this in the manual and realize that I could access it through this panel here and get 2 hours. I have no doubt in my mind that the other models of the Vegas and other RV models, travel trailers, stuff as far as that goes, are probably going to have an access panel, you know, something similar to this, to where you can gain access into that hot water heater in order to turn those valves on and off. I can't imagine why they would design it where you couldn't get to it. So, you know, definitely, it's worth the shot to try and see if it's there. If it's there and you can get access to it, then you have the ability to go in and adjust it now. And like I said, you have to adjust it with the water on, so you can determine how much pressure that you actually want coming out of the faucet itself. Because I noticed if you turn it all the way down to the very minimum setting, the water pressure was really low. It was almost like it was restricted way too much. There really wasn't enough water coming out of the shower head to really take a shower. Now, we don't have an upgraded shower head. We are looking at, I think it's the Oxygenics shower head. We may switch out to that, I don't know, but right now we're running pretty much just a standard shower head in our RV. So given that we have the standard shower head and we've adjusted our hot water heater based on the pressure for our shower head, we got good results out of it. I hope it helps you out, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Definitely hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. If you have questions, drop them in the comment section below. And definitely stay tuned with us, guys, because we're going to be coming to you with more videos. Thanks.